All right, good morning and thank you for joining Smart Means Business. Again, it's still the second hour of the show. I hope you're doing well. It is a wonderful morning. The first 1 hour of the show was led by Barija Andrew, who was giving you more information regarding business, from the news recap down to the international update, updating you on what is making headlines away from the country. And clearly, that is what we do for you every other morning that comes up. From 7 a.m. to 10 a.m., we are definitely dedicated to giving you business information as you kick start off your day. I'm Joram Paul Sonko here, and it is 19 minutes to the top of the hour. Hope you're doing okay. Now, speaking of investment and waking up to the world of investment, there is the Zabu platform powered by Altex East Africa. With Zabu, you have the advantage of investing as low as 15,000 Ugandan shillings. You can invest in bonds and securities. What you need to do is you register with your NIN, and in the next 24 hours after registration, you'll be ready to invest in the bonds and securities as they are. The markets do open at 8:15 a.m. and do close at 3:15 p.m. East African Standard Time on a daily, but they are closed during weekends and also during public holidays. So with Zabu, Zabu says, my money, my future. So your money should be your future. Do not just save your money, but save your money for investment. And Altex East Africa says, do something new. All right, and besides that, speaking of investment, as the World Cup is taking center stage in the month of November 2022, Qatar will be welcoming you, and so is GoTV. GoTV says, love it. How will you watch the 64 games live and in HD? Buy yourself a GoTV decoder at 25,000 Ugandan shillings. That particular one does come with 1 free month of GoTV value. But if you want to watch all the 64 games live, you have to upgrade to GoTV Super at 39,000 Ugandan shillings. Then you will definitely feel the presence of Qatar live from your living room. GoTV, love it. Okay, now in our topic of discussion this morning, we're going to be steadily looking at the investment opportunities in Africa. How can we explore these opportunities for every investor, both locally and away from Uganda? The opportunities are quite many, but how can we tap into these particular ones? And speaking of which, this very week we'll be having the Trans-Africa Investment Summit 2022, which will be highlighting and giving opportunities and also creating all or unlocking all the potentials that have been distanced away from most of the investors in the country. And joining me on set this morning to discuss more about this one, I do have Professor Robin Nanyunja, who is the president, Pilot International, and of course the mother company, that is a definite mother organization that is taking us through this particular Trans-Africa Investment Summit, the chairhead of the entire summit. And she's at my extreme end. Many thanks for joining us this morning, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Good morning, viewers.
All right, and close to me is Elite Rita, who is head communications from the Women Economic Forum and also heading the communications of the Trans-Africa Summit 2022. Many thanks for joining us this morning.
Welcome, it's my pleasure.
All right, and speaking of which, I will start with Professor. I think this is the second time she's appearing on the show in a space of only 2 weeks. But now let's get into the situation of exploring investment opportunities in Africa. Speaking of investment, majorly, if you're to look at Africa's economic space, are we having the investment opportunities open, or they are still locked up somewhere?
Oh, well, thank you very much. I think the investment opportunities in Africa and in Uganda are really open, but I would say that the producers or the incubators of these opportunities are the ones maybe sitting on them or unable to really put them out there or talk about them or showcase in one way or the other, because you cannot lock yourself up in your office or in your workplace or your home, anywhere, and then expect that you're going to be accessed. Somehow you have to reach out through different means. You have to reach out through platforms. You have to reach out through the media, whether social or traditional or print, or you really have to take a walk in one way or the other from wherever you're located, from your comfort zones, and get exposure to be identified, to be known. No one can give you business, no one can buy from you or even invest with you when they don't know you. You have to be known somehow in one way or the other.
Okay. But then speaking of getting to know ourselves, how can one position themselves for such opportunities to get known by the other investors out there?
Exactly, and that's actually the purpose of the Trans-Africa Investment Summit,
okay.
To put up a platform where people come on board physically. People are going to be there physically to present themselves, to present their projects and what they are doing, either by speaking about them or by displaying them physically. But also with the organizers, we very well know that now the world has become virtual. That's why we also positioned this Trans-Africa Investment Summit to have a virtual session on the last day, which is 29th, to give an opportunity to people who cannot be physically there to showcase, to speak about what they are doing, and to tell us to tell us their needs and what they are looking for and who they are looking for, and have again an opportunity, for example, to place any orders or to communicate virtually to anyone who might need them.
Okay, and of course, as you get to realize the opportunities are quite many in Africa, how you position yourself is one of the bigger questions that you need to have at the back of your mind. If at all you are an investor, a trader, a business person. Now let me get to Rita here, who is the Communications Women Economic Forum. If you were to look at, let me even bring it in a perspective of the women in business. We've got women who are very, very aggressive in entrepreneurship, and we want to realize that some of them are still lacking or are still lagging behind in regards to tapping into these wider spaces. Where do you think is the challenge that we need to unlock?
Oh, thank you very much for that beautiful question.
Okay.
It's a very strong question that is going to be answered by the summit.
Okay.
What is lacking is actually networking. Yes, people have the skills, people have the products, people have the services,
okay.
but they are hidden in their corridors and they're not reaching out. I mean, if I don't tell you that I'm selling water and you're thirsty, and I don't reach out to you to show you that I'm selling water, I mean, how will I solve your problem? How will you even know that I'm selling water? So I think the gap is networking.
Okay.
And this Trans-Africa Investment Summit 2022, which is going to take place at Hotel Triangle between the 26th of this month to the 29th, is going to solve that issue. And what I can say is that it's not too late to subscribe.
Okay.
Yes, we're just, it's starting tomorrow, but you still have today to subscribe. You can even subscribe tomorrow morning and, you know, get to be known. Yeah, show the world what you're doing and who you are.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Professor, getting back to you, if we had to look at the sectors that we can steadily focus on to invest in Africa the next 10 years, 5-10 years, which sectors should our local investors look at, our traders here, the SMEs, which sectors can they focus on to at least see that it is worth an investment if they put their money there?
Exactly. So if you look at the nature of Africa, most of the countries have agriculture as their first thing activity, I would say. First thing area of investment. If you look at it, it's not yet fully exhausted. I mean, there is a lot to do, even right from the farm level. So if such a sector is really harnessed from step to step, it can contribute a lot to the GDP and a lot to the economy of the local population. That is just one sector. If you look at the infrastructure, infrastructure, as in roads, as in the nature of buildings, even the number of buildings, you know, the power sector, you know, sources of power. If you look at the solar, if you look at even the hydro that we already have here, for example, if you look at the waste to energy, if you look at the industries, the factories to do different things, products, really there is a lot to do, even in the infrastructure design. Leave alone where we are going to the virtual atmosphere, where like you really don't have to wait or for someone to travel to Uganda, to travel to Kenya, to travel wherever to have any business relationship. If your business ideas or your products and services are well laid and you know, packaged or branded in a way that someone even you're not close to can read and understand what you're doing. So there is a lot of opportunities in the virtual space that we need to start harnessing and embracing. A clear manifestation is actually the Trans-Africa Investment Summit. Okay. If you could look at the programs, and since you are part of us, you see that there are extremely, as well, many speakers that are going to speak virtually with enormous ideas, businesses, and also investment interests. Some of them actually investors and they have trustees. Okay. But yes, they don't want to just travel anyhow to Uganda, spend money, air ticket, and you know, vaccinations here and there, and hotel, without really having at least an indicative agenda. So they are using this virtual method to kind of pitch out, you know, speak and see who will really pick interest in what they're doing before they make any travel arrangements or any solid decisions. So I would say that every sector in Uganda, every sector in Africa is really an investment sector.
Okay, and Rita, would you wish to add something to that one? Looking at the investment spaces, okay, the quick ones, if someone doesn't have a lot of startup capital but they wish to invest in some sector, which can they look out for?
The summit consists of so many sectors. Okay. But my understanding of investment and entrepreneurship is that you start from wherever you are. Start small. Okay. So the summit does not discriminate. Okay. It's inclusive. It's a matter of what do you have in mind? What do you have at hand? Come to the summit, share ideas, or look at those who are already in existence. Look at who is doing what, at what level. What is relating to your idea? What can you pick from there? What can you put in? Okay. Who can you collaborate with to reach where you want to be? I cannot particularly state out and say this sector because I don't know who wants what. I don't know if you want to venture into technology, whether you want to venture into oil and gas, whether you want to venture into, you know, agriculture. I can't really tell. Okay. It's a matter of coming. What I can say is that the sectors are very many. All you need to do is to come and see what you can do.
Right, and as we speak of the Africa Investment Summit, Trans-Africa Investment Summit 2022, there are quite opportunities as we want to explore the investment opportunities in Africa. Like the two ladies have mentioned here, is that there are very many investment opportunities on the continent. How you position yourself says a lot about how you will be benefiting from these particular investment opportunities there. But the idea is also networking, getting in touch with possible buyers, the possible clients. You're also creating friendship with the other investors that are actually doing something different or something similar to what you're doing. And in the long run, you will be actually sharing opportunities, sharing challenges, and of course having lessons on how to overcome most of these particular ones. And of course our topic of discussion here is steadily looking at exploring investment opportunities in Africa, and also looking steadily at the Trans-Africa Summit 2022 and how it is going to be creating those opportunities for you as an investor in the country. So it is something that you should look up to immediately. But of course, we shall be giving you all the details of the summit here on Smart 24 TV. Just a quick one, do follow us on our social medias. That is Facebook, Smart 24 TV official. Instagram is Smart24_TV. Twitter, Smart 24 TV. Instagram, the Instagram is there. Then LinkedIn as well. You can as well look us up on our website, www.smart24.tv, and we as well streaming live on YouTube, Smart 24 TV Live. After the break, we discuss more of the Trans-Africa Summit 2022. Stick around.